So, quick disclaimer, the only reason we can actually talk about this openly is because we're not in a Western country. We're in Africa, in the Pearl of Africa, in fact, where people are much more open-minded about these things. At some point we can talk about what it's like in the West, especially in the US. It's way worse than this. You can't even talk to people about these things because they won't even hear it. And the treatment is way worse. The treatment, especially of those with African ancestry, is very terrible. But the same also applies because the labels also apply to people of European ancestry, etc., etc. I mean, they have so many labels in America.
And
so
people are stuck in their boxes. You can't think outside of it. It's unimaginable for people.
So believe me, we know that's one of the reasons why we left the West.
Mama Africa, your children are home!
Was because of those issues, right? So don't get us wrong. We're not coming here and saying, you know, you Africans, you're using these terms. We feel bad about these terms. No. We're just saying, hey, you have a wonderful culture. You have a wonderful languages, wonderful ways of greeting people. You respect all people. This is wonderful. Please continue doing that, right? Continue showing respect to all people. That's all we're saying. We're saying we love you, and we hope to see this continue and spread even further, right? The love that you have for people, and we see it in all the places in Africa we've been. The way people greet, the way people care about people, is unparalleled. So that's what we are saying in this video. Before we continue any further.
Okay.
So hello everyone.
Welcome back to Familia Pablanu.
Yeah.
I'm Anu.
And I'm Pablo. Yes. So I did a video while I was walking the other day. A wedu? This big one.
This is a wedu.
But it's huge.
I didn't know.
Oh my gosh, it is a wedu. I see the pods.
Can I take some?
You can take some pods. No one is taking the pods. Anyways, so forget about that. But so I did a short video where I was just talking about you know, my experience walking around different parts of Africa, but particularly Uganda, and how there's a term that people use for people who look like me, which is which is muzungu. So it's a term that is undefinable, right? It's a difficult to define term because it's used for so many different things, and everyone has a different opinion on it, and some people are more educated than others about it, and for some people they just say, oh, it means white person, things like that. Other people, they know the deep meaning of it in Swahili. But anyways, the point is, what I was trying to talk about was not the word itself, right? Because those words, they have them in many parts of Africa. I know in Nigeria, right, they say Oyibo, and that's the term they use. Most people don't even know what it means, where it comes from. They know it's YORÀBÁ of sorts, but they don't know where it comes from. But the point is not the word itself, right? The point is that what I was trying to say in the other video is that people forget. They forget their culture. When they see someone like me, they forget their culture. And it's not that they use English, right? That's not their problem. Sure, they can use English, that's fine, or whatever language they think I speak. That's fine, you know, that's also respectful, whatever they want to try to, you know, greet. That's fine. Like, however you greet, as long as it's normal human being greetings, right? What's not normal is yelling out at someone a label. Now, this label, whether Oyibo, whether Muzungu, whether whatever, people say, but it's a good term, right? It's a positive term. You know, people, they say it with a smile and welcoming and whatnot. And I say, yeah, that's not the point. That's not the point, right? The point is that you're still not looking at me as an equal, as a human, you know? So imagine, so like, again, it's hard to translate. So you can't really say it's something like whitey or blacky or something like, you know, you can't refer to it like that because it doesn't really have negative connotations like that. It's more positive. So imagine if you're from Uganda, Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa, wherever, and let's say you live in the UK, or maybe you just have a lot of foreign neighbors, you know. Let's say every day, men, women, children, every age imaginable, every time they see you, even though they're your neighbors, they call out to you every day with a smile, and maybe they even chase you, the children, even chasing you, saying, oh, African, hey, African, right? So you would say, yes, I am African, okay, yeah, I mean, that's not very specific, but yeah, sure, I'm African, that's fine. But imagine them running after you saying that, day after day. 10 times a day.
Right.
You get tired of it. You get tired of it and you start saying, I'm in this community, you know, I've been here a while, and yet they still see me as this. I mean, they don't even ask my name. They don't. Do they care to know my name? Do they care to know who I am? Do they care to involve me in the community? You know, you don't feel like part of the community.
Yeah.
And it can get very aggravating at times. It doesn't matter how positive it is. Some people, they even say, oh, they look at people like you as if you are like angels, like higher beings almost. And I say, that's a problem in itself. Yeah. Right? That's a problem in itself.
I will rant on that once you're done.
Yes, we'll do another rant on that. But yeah, it's this idea. And it's like, I don't care if they're calling me angel. I don't care if they're calling me Jesus Christ. Like, if they are calling me names like that, it's not my name. It's not who I am. And the fact that if they even think I'm a higher being, or that I'm better, or something like that, that's a problem, right?
Yeah, brought about from the colonial times.
Exactly. That was from poor treatment of the people living here in Africa, right? It comes from that. And I don't want that either. So there's really nothing that is, what would you say, positive in that sense. And it's not that I'm being offended, it's that I'm saying, please, you know, we are all human. No one is better than anyone else. And just a simple good morning, whether it's in English, whether it's in Uganda, whether it's in Swahili, whether it's in YORÚBÁ, whether it's in Igbo, whether it's in Hausa, whatever. A simple good morning like you would greet anyone else, you know?
See, when you first told me this, it took me a long time to understand it because this is what we were raised on, you know? We were raised to think anyone with lighter skin, obviously better, their hair's better, everything about them better than anyone else that you can be. The lighter you are, the better it is, you know? Even in Harry Potter, what did that guy Ron said? The white goes first. In the chess play.
In the chess board,
and I'm like, okay, wow. So everything about that, without thinking even broader about it, just wanted to treat someone, the lighter skin, fairer. Oh, you're right there. What do even Indians have it? Pavam, they call it, right? You're better than me. You're right up there with
like,
your
oh,
right
that's
there.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And don't even get me started on the stereotype of money related to someone who looks like me. Don't even get me started.
We'll do it in my rant. We'll do it in my rant.
Let me move over. My arm's getting tired.
Yeah, but yeah, it's so when you start telling me about this, I'm like, and then when it started sinking in.
Yeah, it's still going.
It's going. And when it started sinking in, I'm like, oh my gosh,
how
now
deep
I see it.
This is.
Yeah, like if you were to, again, if you cannot put yourself in that shoe, in that person's shoe, and like what the treatment you're giving to that person, it means it's not good. You're treating them really unfairly. Like, yeah, if I put myself in your shoes and everyone is looking at me as if I'm better than everyone else treating me, and then some people will be so angry because...
And they never see me as a person, right? They see me as this...
money bag.
Other what? Yeah, or just a money bag.
Very...
Yeah. Don't even get me on that.
Like,
that is...
One of
it
those...
feels terrible, but...
Almost similar the way they would treat their elves. That was, well, even more different than that.
But then vice versa, because also...
With the way they treat me? Yeah, so I guess we would do it in the same rant. So we'll go in the same restaurant or something, and then we'll focus on Pablo. They're like, good morning, sir. How may we help you today? The embassy, for example. Oh,
the U.S. embassy.
The U.S. embassy here in Uganda. And
now that's a different point, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. Yeah, yes,
so
this part.
I told you that I have anxiety going to the U.S. embassy. You're like, oh, of course. No, don't have anxiety. It's good.
I was like,
they'll take care of us. Yeah, they'll take care of us. We're U.S. citizens. So we got there. I'm pregnant, 30 weeks along and all that, and I said I needed to use the toilet. I need to pee. You know how it is.
Right, and I was like, all the other places we go here in Uganda, they'll be like, oh, sure, here.
Yeah, so we went there, and they were like, no, you can't go in. I'm like, I have to go. They said, no, we will call, let them know inside, ask if you can come in. They asked their manager, whatever. They said, no, she can't go in. I'm like, wow. And I'm like, that would have been flipped. It would have been a different situation if my skin was lighter.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. I think so, because you're right. When they came, they saw us both, but they just talked to me.
And then you told them, okay.
Even the Ugandans, they just spoke to me.
We're married, and we would like to ask more questions about this pregnant, the baby, how to get birth certificate. I'm like, I'm right here. They didn't even look at me.
That's why I went on the phone, because I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
Like, they need to be talking to you, not me. Like,
So
they need to be talking to
they
you.
didn't even talk to me at all. They look at me. How may we help you, sir? I'm like,
I was like, it's not
yeah.
for me. It's from her. She needs to go to the bathroom. Like,
So even in restaurants, we'll go
crazy.
to restaurant, and the restaurant people would look at him and they won't even look at me. Good morning, sir. I'm like, this is the woman. I haven't even seen her that day, and she didn't. She saw me. We were both sitting right next to each other. You were not even paying attention. She sought you out to ask, "Good morning,
right,
sir.
tried to
How
get
are
my
you doing
attention. I was
today,
like, oh,
sir?"
hey.
And
And I thought she'd already greeted you, and that's why she was like, oh, let me add on by greeting him, because I didn't see him until now.
No, I had to say good morning.
I heard that. I was like,
yeah. And then she's like, oh, good morning.
Wow.
Good morning. So things like that.
And the crazy part is, for a long time,
Yeah.
I've just let you pay for everything. Like, I don't do that anymore, because I'm like, I'm tired of being looked at for the money. And I'm a person, you know? I'm a person just like anyone else.
Like, treat other people the way you want to be treated. If you don't like being treated as you know, being put on a pedestal, and you know something about a pedestal. If you put someone on a pedestal, there are thousands and thousands of people who are looking at that and angry. Like, what does he have that I don't have? Does he have two heads? What is wrong with him?
Or whatever, yeah.
So you don't do that. You treat everybody equally. Make sure your action doesn't cause people's reaction to be to act out in a very negative way. So you treat people equally.
This is all over the world, yeah.
Exactly.
This is all over the world.
You let them show you who they are, their personality. If they act like you know, a-holes, then you treat them like a-holes. If they act nice to you, then you act nice to them. But you treat people the same way. See, I'm learning. It's a learning process even for me too, because this is, you know, I was raised in Nigeria. I grew up in Nigeria, so we learned that, you know, treat people, oh, if they are light skin, you treat them like their eye there. So now I'm seeing the repercussion on that. Imagine we have children, and if they are treated any differently than other kids, there will be consequences, because people will come after them saying, why do they have two heads? What's wrong with them? Why are they treated them so high? So
you mean if they're treated too well, or like different than others?
Yes.
In some way? Yeah.
So we even have to tell the teachers, you treat them just like every other kid. Don't single them out. Don't call them as if they're high. No.
Don't be having them on your lap and stuff, which they were doing. We had to
Treat them the same way, because they are the same with every kid. You know, they don't have two heads. You know, we're humans.
But then again, they also have to learn to stand on their own 2 feet, our kids.
Right. Because
which is difficult, because they are sometimes by the other kids singled out, you know. Sometimes in not so good ways, but yeah. So they have to learn how to stand on their own.
But the thing is, we are giving them the tools, which I'm glad about. I wish they gave me the tool, for example, because when we reach America, I have to rant about that at some other time. The America, it broke me. It broke what I think I call myself. They call me a different name. Similar to you, they call me a different name than I am. I'm like, I'm not that. Why are you calling me this? You know. So I'll rant on that another time. But the point is, we have to treat people as people.
Right.
No one is higher than anyone. No one is white. No one is black. We need to stop calling people white and black. You know, the more we do that, the more we separate people. The more we divide but you treat. Oh yeah, you're my fellow human. I'm your fellow human. We're human, just like we're just Homo sapiens. You know. So if we treat people like that, we will go far together. We will unite and we will go far.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
Exactly. We are all brothers and sisters on this earth. We are all brothers and sisters. I know people say it all the time, and then they say these other things. They have labels, they have cultural things like that. So that's why we are talking about it. But the reason why we are talking about this, the reason why we're able to talk about this so openly is because in Africa, what we've seen is that people are much more open-minded.
Yeah.
So that's why we talk about this. We're not talking about this. We're not coming from the West and then saying, you should be like this. No. We've come from a much worse place when it comes to these issues. You can't even talk about these things. So we're talking about this to say, hey, Africans, you know, we love your land, we love your people, you know, we love your cultures. And share that, you know, share that culture, you know, share that with everyone. Be proud of it, you know. When someone comes, speak to them in your language. If they don't understand it, then you can switch to English or whatever. Speak to them in your language. Speak to them, greet them in your language, you know. Be proud of that. Offer them your food first, right? Don't try to say, oh, you're this kind of person, you should eat this kind of food. I'll talk about that at some other point.
Yeah, we do.
But you know, be proud of your food, be proud of your culture, be proud of your your language, you know, and want to share that with people and see them as equal, not better, not worse, you know, everyone is equal.
Yeah, and just like we're giving our children the tools, I suppose we're also sharing with the world, because if I wish I had learned this growing up, I didn't learn it, but hearing this coming, you know, I hope people watch it all over. Please like, share, and share with everybody so that people can see how it can be, you know, like, because we don't talk about this growing up, we didn't talk about that. So maybe talking about it more, and people are even, you know, easier to talk to around here about these things. Open up a conversation.
That we can move closer and closer together. Even.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, the more we know about each other, the more we understand each other, the closer we are, the better understanding we have, the less conflict we have. Yeah. Because so much conflict comes from just lack of understanding each other. You know, a lack of communicating with each other and telling each other what our needs are. You know, how we feel about things like that. Yeah. Definitely.
Yes.
One love.
Well, thank you guys for watching. We'll find us on our next rant or some next videos. Watch our videos. See our adventure on the Pearl of Africa, our relocation here, and follow, like, subscribe, and please don't skip ads. We appreciate it. We'll come back next time with more videos. Thank you so much. Until next time. YORÀBÁ.
Adios.
Bye.
Ciao.